We are live. Okay, hey everyone in our audience. All of nobody. So, talking about the UK, and obviously an important thing to bring up is these fire on Grenfell Tower. Now, so far I've heard that 12 people have passed away.
Yeah, I was actually watching last night a Periscope of someone standing on the ground, just watching what's going on.
Yeah.
It was
I mean,
really
there's likely
humbling.
to be way more deaths than that, though. Because apparently people on the top, 3 floors didn't survive? Is what I read anyway.
Right, yeah.
And there's one story about a baby that was thrown out of like the 9th or 10th floor and caught the baby.
That's a story to tell, isn't it?
That's like scary. You could have lost a baby
Hmm.
pretty easily, but it's like the baby's lungs
Now,
couldn't.
if I was trapped on the 3rd floor, what I would do is I would go sit in the shower and turn it on.
Would that work?
I mean, I don't think that would help in this case. Did you see the
I think it's
fire?
your best
Basically
chance.
destroyed the
I
whole
think,
building.
well, it's either that or you have to jump. You're gonna have to either burn alive, jump out of the window, or try the shower.
What,
Like,
shower
that's my
first
last
and then
ditch.
run out covered in water, is it? Because, like, the floors will collapse with the fire, right? Like, it's not...
I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't
maybe
see the
like
extent of the damage. So if the floors collapse, then you're fucked. Yeah, but if they're only fighting against
Yeah.
flames, then I think the shower is a pretty good last ditch effort.
Well, like the whole building was like charred,
Mm.
so I don't think that would help you. I think you would just
Yeah,
die anyway. It would get too hot still. It'd get to the point where hot water was coming out of the tap, assuming that the
Oh,
pipes.
yeah, I didn't even think of that.
So,
I
think
like
jumping
how
is a
this
bad
stream
line.
is, like, going into how to survive a fire.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you have to survive a nuclear blast, you just climb in the fridge.
Okay, but what do we do if there's a fire then? Nothing. Are you supposed to go low to the floor, aren't you? To, like, drop
Yeah,
down to the floor and, like, crawl out.
because of the smoke. Yeah.
Because that smoke is what would kill you more than the actual fire burning you.
Mm.
I would eventually
So.
I would just jump out of a window.
Really? But what floor? Like, if you're on the 10th floor of a building, dude.
Ooh.
I mean, you're not a cat. I don't think. Well, you are a cat. Never mind. It's fine. You land on your feet.
I mean, I would rather fall to my death than burn alive. So there's that
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, true.
Maybe I would. I
So
don't know.
what caused the fire? Was
Something's
there
more
like absence of smoke alarms or like fault in the design of the building?
It
Well,
seems to be both, but I don't even know if it's really that much of a problem. It's just how most apartments are. It's not completely safe. So people have to be careful.
I mean, there's a group in that area that's saying that like we knew this was going to happen for ages and nobody listened to us.
Like
That's what they always say, isn't
like
it?
what type of group?
Um,
Like a fire
the
prevention group?
Grenfell Action Group.
What?
I think that just came out after it, didn't it? I don't know.
The Grenfell Action Group.
Oh.
All our warnings fell on deaf ears, and we predicted that a catastrophe like this was inevitable and just a matter of time.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a great thing to say in hindsight.
People are blaming Theresa May for this, right?
What? No, it has
Like,
literally
even
nothing to do with her.
Edward Snowden is posted out this thing. I don't know what it's from. It's from the Mirror. Okay.
How does it have anything to do with Theresa May?
Well, Theresa May's new chief of staff was one of a series of housing ministers who sat on a report warning high-rise blocks like Grenfell Tower were vulnerable to fire for 4 years. I want to know though what high-rise blocks aren't vulnerable for fire though.
Hmm.
I mean, there has to be like an acceptable minimum, right?
Yeah,
I wonder if there's a way to fix it.
How old do we know? How old this building was? Is it like a new type of building that was just badly built, or was it mostly like suffering from old age?
I'll actually go check now. I don't think it was like it looks old, but it doesn't look that old. Um. Built in 1974, I think.
Okay, so it was an old building.
Well, oldish. Not that
Well,
old for
not
the
by
UK.
English standards, maybe American standards.
Mm.
It seems to be like the tallest building around as well, from the pictures I'm looking at. It's one of the only high-rise buildings in that area.
I should try and find a story about that baby. I don't even know if it's
I
true.
just
It just
remember
sounds
watching
crazy.
watching that Periscope and like all the frantic comments on the side, and then one comment's like ISIS. And I just started laughing because I couldn't imagine like how if this was like some type of troll or if it was actually someone blaming this on a terrorist organization.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it would be a good way to go for a terrorist organization, but there's just no reason to believe that it is.
Hmm.
Might give them some
well,
ideas.
Well, can we blame the white males? No?
Were they in charge
You
of
can
that
always blame
building's,
the white males.
fire sprinklers?
Goes without saying that you can always blame the white males.
Oh yeah, another news story is that that shooter in Alexandria today. Mad Dodge just brought it up.
Oh,
I haven't heard of this.
Do you guys know the story?
No.
No, you don't. Okay.
No, my Twitter is
So,
just full with this fire.
I'm just gonna get the news articles.
okay. Virginia, right?
Yeah, it was in Virginia. A gunman, James T. Hodgkinson, a Bernie supporter.
A white male?
Yes, a white male. Shot at the GOP while they were the GOP while they were playing baseball.
Oh, I have heard of that. I have heard of that.
What's happened?
Yeah, I don't think he actually managed to kill anybody, though, did he?
No, he wanted to kill the senators. He was like, that's how.
Yeah,
that's
I don't
how I
think he
read
did
it.
manage to. I don't think he did.
No, he
kill
didn't. He
anybody.
didn't manage to. He didn't manage to kill anybody. He just wounded one.
Yeah.
Scalise.
Congressman Steve
He's dead now. Right?
Scalise.
Hmm.
3 others shot at Alexandria,
wounded.
Virginia baseball field. So I'll just post a link to this article for anybody interested.
So this is again. Well, I tweeted about this. I think this is definitely a result of the constant fear mongering that you're seeing in the mainstream media. Because if you constantly hear that lynchings are coming back, concentration camps are coming back, Trump is the next Hitler, your government wants to kill you, then people start getting paranoid, and I will guarantee you there are at least about 1 million people in the US that are on the edge enough to attempt something like this spread out across the country.
I think it's really funny though,
Certainly
because
possible.
these are the people who accuse people on the right of fear mongering. When they're just like, Trump is literally Hitler and like, yeah, all
Well, it
that
should
stuff.
be stated that this guy isn't necessarily representative of that side.
But I
He's
mean,
just a crazy guy.
If you have all these people who kind of are already on the edge in terms of just being paranoid, and then you give them all this fuel and you just keep telling them, yeah, all your paranoias are real, the next Hitler is in our midst and everything, then you'll get people like this that take chances, and people that are like, just fuck it, I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory and see how many people I can take with me, or how many of the opposition. I mean, this shooter today, before he shot his weapon, he asked a guy, are there Republicans or Democrats on the field? That's the state of thing.
Was he on drugs?
No, completely sober. He worked, to my knowledge, There aren't any rumors that he was on any type of drug, and he looks like a regular guy. He applied to help on Bernie's campaign. Like, he looks like a pretty normal person. Like, he's not some dodgy guy that looks like he's been on drugs the whole time and crawled out of some hole somewhere.
Wait, he's not the guy with these weird glasses, is he? James
Yeah,
T.
he just
Hog-
looks like this chubby
He
middle
looks creepy
America.
as fuck, dude.
Yeah,
He looks like a
creepy,
fucking
but he doesn't
pedo.
look like this fucking like that's willing to kill himself, I guess. He
Oh,
just looks
God.
like a fucking creepy old man that you see in like middle America.
So wait, he
somewhere.
shot at people, and then when that didn't work, he killed himself?
I don't know that detail. I think
They
he,
fired
no,
back.
Or they shot back, is it?
I don't know.
They probably had bodyguards or something. So.
The latest details.
But yeah, I
after
mean-
being shot. Okay, wait, what? That's after being shot. What happened before he was shot? Who shot him?
I think the security detail.
In defense, okay.
I would
So-
guess.
So he's a 66-year-old man from Belleville, Illinois.
Yeah. See, he's not like some young crazy person, I guess.
Well, you can be
He's
old
just-
and crazy.
Yeah, he could be like old and crazy. You're right.
Have you met Ad?
Oh man, some psychotic
The-
old man.
The,
with
the
creepy
media has
glasses.
caught flack for this before about school shootings. How every
Hmm.
time they produce, like every time they put out stuff on a school shooting, you get a copycat killer a
Hmm.
couple weeks later. So I think you could, on some level, say the media is responsible for causing this sort of behavior, but I don't know if it's a direct result of it.
I would say it's a factor. I wouldn't say there's a direct
People
correlation.
do like attention.
Yeah, remember a lot of factors are always involved in these types of incidents. But I do think we can't rule out the factor of the media egging these people on and kind of giving them ammo to metaphorical ammo to just fuel their motivation to do something like this. Where a person is driven to that point. Where a person is driven to a point where he kind of wants to, well, let's say he has suicidal thoughts already, and now he hears about this immense evil and he can do something about it. So he thinks, okay, I want to kill myself, but I might as well take some bad guys, some Nazis with me while I'm doing it. Now, I'm only theorizing, but this is the psychological angle that I see it from.
It's possible. I mean, he might just be bitter in general about the whole situation.
Well, I mean, being part of the patriarchy is a great deal of stress on young males. Apparently, because that makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah. I don't know. Maybe, there's probably going to be a bunch more stuff coming out about the guy. Motive remained unclear.
I actually really, and I probably shouldn't, but I actually really do love the Sam Hyde meme.
Yes.
But I
Which meme
think
is
it's
this?
because everyone knows it's a meme at this stage. Like, I really hate though when people, like, with the Manchester attacks and stuff, everyone's pretending that, YouTubers or this random person is a victim and to, like, go look for him and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, because, like, there are real people missing that people are trying to look for, and people are just, like, memeing the shit out of it, and it's, like, there's kind of a time and a place, like, maybe wait a bit,
Wait, how did you get on the topic of missing people?
Well, like, people using stories and, like, memeing them and make fun of them, so, like, Sam Hyde.
Well, Sam Hyde wasn't a missing person, was he?
No, he was like the school shooter who we blame
Yeah,
for
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I know that, but I wanted to see how you got that connection.
But no, like if you're spreading misinformation, like it's kind of like when, after a tragedy, after something horrible happens, like at least kind of wait a bit, or like at least do it like obvious, make it obvious that it's a meme and stuff.
You're going on the premise that
Yeah.
everyone just has a conscience and just takes others into account.
Well, no, they
Well-
like I'm not saying they do. I know this happens. I'm saying I don't think it should. I think that's kind of fucked
Well,
up
that's already
that people do
noble.
that.
But sadly, we don't live in that type of society.
Yeah, I know. I'm just criticizing it though.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I mean, as long as you've got something somewhere that says like it's not, what you're saying is not entirely serious. Like, I don't know, even if like you're saying it on Twitter and it's only a Twitter profile or something, you've said like it just says like, I know everything I say is to be taken seriously or whatever. That's enough usually, because as you say, like you don't want to dilute the pool of information.
Well, I mean, by all means, do it after the event, like after
Yeah.
a while. But
Yeah.
like I would say it's too soon to start like making fun of the fire right after at least 12 people have died.
Well, as long as you're not giving out misinformation, I don't think it matters. But meme as much as you want. It is
Well,
the new
no,
hot
meme
topic.
meme well, be actually legit funny.
All right, yeah, it has to be.
It's like the whole
entertaining.
Kathy Griffin thing. Like, if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna like be like mean or nasty, like at least be funny. You're not gonna win any favors by just being a douchebag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess I know the elections have been talked to death, but what are your thoughts of it?
I'll get to that now. I'm just talking to Mad Dodge in the chat.
I invited him.
No, he can always come on if he wants.
Yeah. Oh no, come on! I need the libertarian perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hope I can live with whatever crazy shit Theresa May decides to do, as long as she's willing to actually do the Brexit.
Well, she was always against Brexit, wasn't she?
I know, yeah, but I mean, that was basically.
And I don't think the unionists want Brexit either.
I'm still confused about that. I don't know if they do or if they don't.
But yeah, I mean, it seems soft Brexit seems to be the way it is. So nobody wins.
Well, as long as Europe isn't binding over the UK, that's good, right?
Well, I see the.
I feel like
I think the election results actually quite positive. Now at least we don't get. Well, now at least the UK doesn't get Theresa May's police state. Like, that manifesto of theirs. If now they're forced to reform it, if they had won with a majority, you would have been in a much worse off position in terms of her censoring the internet and wanting to censor people online. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that could very well be the case.
She does see it as like a bit of a fail, I suppose.
Yeah, now there are voices in her own party wanting her to resign.
Mm.
I don't want her to resign, actually.
I kind
it
of
was
do.
her that brought up all this censoring the internet bullshit. That's the big
Big
of the
well, I
Conservative
mean,
Party.
who do you think could take her place, though? That's what I want to know.
I'm gonna be an outlier, and I think they should draft up Nigel Farage. They're going into a Brexit. I mean, this could actually work out pretty well for the
That
UK.
would be good. I'm a big Farage fan.
What I like about Farage is the fact that he makes a lot of common sense suggestions, and then everyone just kind of pretends that he's some huge bigot. And
he has a great personality.
He's
super charismatic and everything as well. Like
They always do
I
that
don't
with people
like
like that.
mm.
Like how
And the
Trump
other
is
good thing
literally.
is-
I feel like his popularity would drop massively if he became the prime minister, because everyone just always hates on the person in charge and blames everything on that person.
Mm.
Yeah.
Especially
Well, at
now,
least
it
because
seems the
what I
common
can-
trend to compare them to Hitler.
Yeah. I can give you the guarantee now. If Theresa May gets her way and gets her little police state going in the UK, you're not going to defeat terrorism. You're just going to make things
Create
worse.
more.
Because any legislation like that will kill grassroots movements against dangerous ideologies. Don't think that it's only going to be monitoring the terrorists. The people that are going to speak out against the government and speak out against dangerous ideologies are going to be thrown in the gulags as well.
Mm.
And I mean, even then, the people that are like, even if you are, let's say, yeah, okay, we prevent X amount of terrorism. Well, the people that you arrest and throw in prison, they just become martyrs anyway, and it just gets worse. It doesn't help. It just,
Yeah. Well, I
use
think
it
that
as
people
justification.
want to feel safe, so it's important that there are police and stuff. But when you get to the police state, you do get worried of your government taking action against you. So it's actually against the feeling of security at that point. And there's like guys in military gear going around with guns. Like people in the UK are not used to guns, so you know it's very threatening. I don't know how it
I mean, the
is in
police have
South
always had
Africa.
guns.
Because the thing is, the Tories are basically globalists. They're just, instead of wanting to be part of the the EU globalists, they just want a sovereign nation, but still being globalists. So the fact that you're not going to see major change if they won with a landslide majority win.
But is it too late anyway? I mean, the Muslims are in the UK. Terrorist attacks are happening. Like even if you kind
it's
of
not over. Like this is only a symptom. This is only the start. It can get much worse. Like
yeah.
this is nothing at the moment. This is still very preventable and very manageable. But
Well, what can we do with? Well, I mean,
well, what you can do at least is to not take in thousands of refugees
More.
unvetted. Like you can start by just having a very strict vetting system, making sure that the people that are coming into your country are in fact refugees and not just economic migrants.
Yeah, let's not add AIDS to our cancer. So life motto, people.
Well, you should be pretty glad that the Labour Party didn't win then, because if Corbyn was in charge, you would have seen a large influx of refugees, but a large influx of people that are not refugees either. People that are just kind of sneaking in under the flag of refugees, if I can say it like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't support the Tories, but I just view them as better than Labour. I don't know if I could bring myself to vote for them if I did have a vote in the election, but I would kind of have wanted them to win. Like, this is probably a desirable outcome for that election. As much as I don't like the DUP and all they stand for as like an atheist who's like.
Oh, yeah, no, of course I can understand that, but
degenerate.
I don't think they're going to have a huge effect on the Conservative Party.
I think as a whole, I did prefer, like, if you take out Brexit, I think I did prefer like the Labour manifesto, because the Conservative manifesto was just absolute dog shit.
No,
So-
Well, nothing is worse than
was
that
fucking
manifesto.
Yeah, like precisely. But
Manifesto
Brexit
isn't
thing.
going to manifest itself.
like the Brexit stuff was more important than the general election, in my opinion. So
Well, for what's really important for me, and like most people, like with the recent changes we're seeing when people are voting right, is that we have leaders that actually care about their own country, that put the needs of their own people first. I know it's like a radical idea, isn't
Right.
it?
No, definitely. But the fact is, I think what the UK needs now is a movement within the people to kind of push against not only the bad elements within Labour, but also the bad elements within the Tories. That tendency to want to censor and be authoritarian and a police state, that should also be resisted.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
should
it
kind
is
of be-
fairly reactionary, isn't it?
Mm.
And I think us as skeptics in the skeptic community should probably criticize that.
Trademark.
I mean, just because you oppose Labour doesn't mean you have to support everything the Tories stand for and
Yeah,
like
no, of
go
course.
full alt-right or anything.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and there was a bunch of other stuff that they said that was stupid as hell as well. I mean, I don't know. It felt like both parties are pretty authoritarian. I guess that's the big issue. I'm a lot more libertarian. I was hoping that Corbyn would actually be a lot more libertarian than he seemed.
But
he
a
seemed
lot.
at this point.
Here's the thing with a lot of them is they believe that their position is the superior, morally superior position. You know, they're very kind of principled people. I'm sure Corbyn is.
Of
And so
course,
he,
the
because he
road to
believes
hell
he's
is
so
paved
right,
with
he
good
believes he should
intentions.
push that through and push that onto other people.
Yeah.
He's
The world isn't
ideological.
Yeah, the world isn't divided between good and bad people. There aren't any angels and demons, only people. The fact that, yeah, no, the people you hate will have good things, good points, and good ideas, and the people you love and absolutely support in every way will have bad ideas. Like, that's just a fact.
People make mistakes, even politicians. But we have a
Even
tendency to
politicians.
focus, especially politicians. But we have a tendency, though, to focus so much on the negatives of the opposition and stuff that we kind of blow them out of proportion, you know, and the good. So, like, we have people who, like, the best example of this is, of course, Trump, because it's like divided between people who think he's like a god on earth and other people who think he is like Hitler, he's the devil.
What do you mean he
He's
is
the
a
worst
god?
thing ever.
What do you mean?
He's
He is
got
a
Emperor
god on
Trump.
Earth.
Yeah. You're trying to say Trump isn't the Christ
He's-
coming?
No, he's demigod.
Yeah,
Ah, okay. That's acceptable.
I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page.
What happens if we're not?
Well, disassociate with you immediately, of course.
No, I think
In a way.
I always tell people we live in extremely interesting times, like turbulent but interesting. I'm pretty excited to.
I don't
just
know if
see what
elections
happens
have
next.
ever been this like entertaining ever. I don't know.
So many people are interested in politics all of a sudden. Like it was always relegated to like just fringe groups and niche groups, but now everyone's fucking talking about politics. And I don't know. It's a blessing and a curse at the
It's
same time.
extremely cancerous. Let's say that
It's
much.
fine that I think it makes it really hard to actually find information that's like true.
Yeah.
Yes. But the other thing is because more people are talking about it, more people are researching, and more people are actually refining their opinions to an extent, even though maybe in the wrong direction, but at least people are interested in it and talking about it. So people are more aware of what their leaders are doing. That's at least one positive.
Yeah, there's a much bigger eye on things. I always said that about how Trump won. Like, at least everybody looks at everything he's doing. Just because of the outrage.
And hopefully it's an example for future generations, and then this trend continues where people are just keep an eagle eye on the government. This could be a very good thing.
Could be. Could certainly be.
I wonder after all this madness of like dramatizing everything, everyone will start to move more to the center again and become rational again. Like, do you think the insanity will stop or like get better or get worse?
How I see things, what happened was there's been an ideological shift. For example, people that found themselves in the center like 20 years ago now find themselves on the right, and they didn't even have to take one step because the ground has shifted beneath them. So a lot of people like me as well. Now I find myself suddenly free speech is a conservative issue out of nowhere. Like the values have shifted. Suddenly the liberals are not speaking truth to power, and the conservatives are actually. I'm talking about the American political climate. Suddenly the people on the right are speaking truth to power and challenging the elites, where it was the hippies and the liberals and the left in the past doing that. And suddenly you have people on the right caring about workers' rights and the working class and things that have never been, or people on the right taking on LGBT activism and everything like that. So there's definitely been a shift, and it's not because people have been moving as in on the political compass. It's because the literal ground is shifted beneath us. So you're already in a different position.
Do you think that might have to do with how, because Europe is very different, our version of kind of left and right is very different from America's version. But because we're starting to pay more attention to each other's politics, do you think that might be why it's kind of moving to kind of find somewhere different? Like it's kind of struggling to...
It's hard to really say what caused it, but a big thing I think was the complete liberalization or leftization of the academia. I think played a big role. And then kind of in the early 2000s, kind of in mid 2000s when the internet started picking up momentum, there was kind of a shift among young people to kind of realize that the oppressors or the elites at the moment rather are actually now the people on the left. And I don't want to go all Paul Joseph Watson with counterculture, but like there is a little bit of truth in that. There is a very conservative and right-leaning movement within Generation Z, and we're seeing.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I fall into that as well.
And because things are even if you're just a little bit on the right, you're kind of already far right. People in the center who used to be in the center now find themselves on the right, if you get what I'm saying. And that's why I think how this kind of resulted in the ground shifting beneath us. The fact that people who used to be in the center now suddenly are on the right due to the shift of values, not because they made different value changes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people are saying, like, seem to think that if you are even somewhat strict in terms of immigration, you're to the right. You're like far to the right. Yeah. Which just kind of seems ridiculous when you look at like Australia and Canada, who are fairly liberal countries.
See is all the libertarians now just being lumped in with everyone on the right because of some of their values overlap.
Like guns. But like some libertarians are for open borders.
Yeah, no, exactly. But the phenomenon I've witnessed is that the majority of libertarians are now just kind of thrown to the right side of the scale.
Yeah, well, I would consider myself to the right on this scale that seems to be here.
I'm actually kind of center left, if I have to. Well, according to the political compass, I'm kind of left-leaning center, but. According to the media and according to most people online, I'm a full-blown far-right conservative. Just because I care about free speech.
What is this? Yeah. Why do you have the free speech to declare that?
No, but here's the thing. Just like the...
Well, like
Right. Just like the religious rights of the 80s and the 90s protested against music artists because they were offensive or blasphemous. Just like that today, feminists are protesting against the misogyny in games and the misogyny in movies. Yeah. Just like the religious right of the past said video games cause violence, the left today says video games cause sexism.
Yeah. So if you're not
shift that happened?
If you're not a authoritarian left, then you're to the right, according to a lot of these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's the whole, if you're not with us, you're against us. Like if you don't think that we should force restaurants to have gender neutral bathrooms or whatever, then
or if you don't think that a baker should
Richard Spencer.
Yeah, I mean, we should clearly go around punching people we don't like in the face. That's a great.
Oh my god, I can't believe the number of people that turn around and were like, "Oh yeah, it's fine because he's a Nazi." Like,
and then you just have to tell those people, well, online everyone is a Nazi, so what's your point? Like, if that was true, I would have had an excuse to just fucking frame anyone as a Nazi and punch them, and afterwards like, I didn't know.
Well, I mean, an eye for an eye. I mean, once you say it's okay to punch Nazis in the face, they're going to punch you back, and everyone's just going to end up punched in the face.
That's the thing.
When does it stop?
That they are opening, and the left doesn't realize that. That's what Antifa don't realize, is that when you open that Pandora, that can of worms of violence, you're going to get retaliation, and it's not going to be nice.
And the left isn't going to win. Let's be honest.
Who owns the guns?
The left wouldn't win a physical confrontation. It's
Who
not in
wants the
America.
guns?
Who owns the guns? Who has the doomsday preppers? Who has the people who have like weapon caches in their basements? The real tea
Can we-
party.
Would you guys want to take a look at that article I posted there, though? Because I think
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
sure.
a very serious
Check it
thing
out.
that we need to talk about.
Oh dear.
Chinese scientists to grow potatoes on the moon.
Why?
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
I'm completely behind this. Moon taters.
Why?
I'll buy those.
I heard they were going to try and collect helium
Because-
isotope 3.
But think of how much
How
more
will
food
that
we could
work,
have.
though? The moon doesn't really have an atmosphere that can like sustain plants. They're gonna have to like build an artificial little dome thing or like a
Yeah. How is that better
Like
than just
a
growing it in
greenhouse
your back garden?
Well, I mean, now we have more
Yeah, but
space.
they're gonna have to create like an artificial. Yeah, they're gonna have to create a little artificial.
It'll be an
atmosphere.
experiment, and it will lead to like other growth of other plants and
Mm.
stuff. And
But I mean, there isn't really any different than just growing something out on the ISS or something, right? Which they've done.
I've actually grown
Space
potatoes in my
potatoes.
backyard, so I know how easy that can.
Well, I am a
how easy of
potato.
task that is.
I grew myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you
okay.
can
I just made the
grow in
connection.
space.
That's why you brought that article up. To stay on the channel theme.
I don't- yeah. I mean, there is some stuff on the moon that's like worth getting. Like, there's like a lot
My
of helium
question has always
isotope
been
3.
why haven't we gone back? Why haven't we sent more manned missions back to the moon? I mean, it's been like 50 years.
I don't know.
Why is there no cheese on the moon? Come on, we need to make this happen.
Ooh, some
There need to
some
be
cheesy
cows
nuts.
first.
You know, some people are just crackers about cheese. So
I'm just gonna roll myself a cigarette and go back.
I don't know if anyone gets the Wallace and Gromit
Yes,
reference.
I do. That
Well, you're
first
English.
movie,
You have to.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it as well.
Wensleydale.
It's really annoying when I'm trying to like look up news things and all of this Irish stuff comes up, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care.
No, nobody cares about that. Yeah.
Poor Potato Land. I don't know if this is a real story or not. This pregnant-looking man had 30 lbs of poo removed from his body. What?
What?
I think it's fake
30
news.
pounds.
30 pounds
30
of
pounds.
poo.
That's a whole. That's like a dog's worth.
Yeah, I mean, there's
like a
shit,
small
and then
It's a
there's
medium-sized dog.
that. Man, we should turn this into a meme. Like, sums up feminism. This is how shit it is. I was trying to say meme, and then like moon came into my head from like that article. So it just turned into a weird word there. Sorry, people. I
It
don't
is a
know
question I
if
had,
this
but
is
the
real
Irish-
though. This looks like a
they-
fake news site. Breakingnews.ie.
Sounds
This
fake.
sounds like a lie.
It sounds fake.
It does.
30 pounds.
they have-
is.
They do have a picture though. That's like
My leg probably weighs 30 pounds. So
I weigh 30 pounds because I'm a potato.
that's a big fucking
That's
potato.
a fucking big potato.
Whoa, are you calling me fat?
Just call yourself a
I'm
30
saying
pound
you're
potato.
chunky.
I'm not calling you fat. You just called yourself fat.
God damn it. Well, I actually still kind of use stone for weight. So
Wait, so you grew up in the USA?
no, I grew up in Ireland.
Okay. What? Do you use stone in Ireland?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought it was some parts of the US they use stone.
they actually use stone in the US. I don't think they do.
Then I'm
They use
Then I'm
kilograms
under
or
the wrong
something, don't
impression.
they?
basing
Stone
this
is here
solely on
in
like
England.
books I've
We use
read
stone.
and movies I've watched.
We use stone here
Yeah.
for people. I have no idea why.
Yeah, it's so silly.
Mhm.
Like even even stone isn't the right word because it would be more like a rock, wouldn't it, than a stone? Because stones are small
It's-
rocks. And like your average person is what, like 10 stone? Or-
More like 12, 14.
Well, I mean, okay, like your average girl, I suppose.
Yeah.
So that's like, if you're trying to make up a person out of small stones, surely it'd be a lot more than like 11 or 12.
Yeah,
It'd
I
be
don't
more
know
like
why it's
big
called
rocks.
stone. It's just supposed to be like 12 pounds or whatever it is. So apparently that's why. And that everything was 12 back then. 12 ounces to a pound.
Apparently, people who use stone are trap fuckers.
What? Not that I'm
Gotta
against
love
fucking
my chat.
traps, but what?
But in the butt. I said but in the butt.
So, Oscar, do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't. No, not right now.
Are you just a resident shit poster?
Yeah, sure.
I found this guy off.
I don't do videos with political commentary, at least.
You join streams with political commentary though.
I do. Maybe I should. Obviously, what I have to say is important enough.
You can be on my next Angry Brits stream.
Oh, tempting. I'm assuming you have a channel in that case.
Yeah, same name, Conscious Caracal. I did a stream, Angry Brit stream after the Manchester attack, but the next one might be on a trivial matter, not a political matter. Maybe just something
like potatoes on the moon.
Fuck
like
potatoes
really
on the moon.
Make good fish and chips from moon potatoes. That should be the real debate.
I mean, as
potatoes,
an Irish
cheese,
person,
got everything you need.
are you happy or do you feel threatened by this as an Irish person?
Well, look, we know there won't be another famine at least, so.
Well, then again, you have to take into account potatoes.
We have plenty of potatoes over here, and there was still a famine, so
Like the potatoes came from the Americas. They were discovered there. They're not native to the UK.
Yeah.
So you can't really claim that it's a. That's like the English rugby team call it. No wait, that rugby team between England, the Irish, and Scotland, the British Lions. But Britain never had lions, to my knowledge, or did Britain have lions?
No. Well, it might have been ancient lions. I recently found out that there was a European hippopotamus that lived about 9,000 years ago, not even that long ago.
Interesting.
Yeah, Ireland didn't have snakes.
The biggest threat you have is that beast of what's the place's name? Fuck. Can't remember it now. I'm gonna Google it because it's gonna bother me.
I mean, these hippos were bigger than African hippos. I'll say that much. They were big. Apparently, humans actually hunted them to extinction.
Go figure, just like the dodos. Well, it's the Beast of Exmoor. It's like this huge dog that kind of harasses people.
Not like the Hounds of Baskerville.
Oh yeah.
In fucking Exmoor. It's
No,
a
the
phantom
only way
cat.
Oh yeah, no. Then I got the species wrong. Yeah, it's like a huge cat. And there's like the story of it walking up to the church and grinding it, or like taking its claws and scratching the door. I remember this from when I was a little kid. I used to watch a lot of History Channel, and then suddenly they switched over to like Monster Quest, and I was like, "Oh fuck it, I'm bored." So I watched it, and like the episode of Monster Quest was about this beast in England.
It is pretty interesting to hear about that stuff, even though it's absolutely insane.
I've just imaged it, and there are a ton of like pictures of this beast, but they seem to differ in species. There's one that looks like a cat. There's another one that kind of looks like a wolf, and there's this one that looks like a bison.
Do you think any of them actually like slept with other species or something?
You can tell when Cog turns up. This is everything happens.
Cog! What are you
Oh,
doing?
my
What are you doing?
fucking thing echoing. Don't be.
Hey, Cog's here. Cog, guess what? Guess what? They're growing potatoes on the moon.
Good. You should be doing.
Lunar taters.
Yes, space tater.
If that's actually a successful mission, you should change your Twitter profile to like moon potato instead of hot potato for like a week.
Yeah, that's true. And then it should moon everybody. I know that's
Yes.
what you want.
But you just edit like you just take with the moon pictures, you just have a potato in the corner, like just resting on a table in the background.
You definitely do. Just like hashtag moon for potatoes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They can only it can only have positive consequences. Like I've done the math.
Well, I doubt anyone else has that as a thing, so I could like trademark that.
Hmm.
Trademark it. Oh,
Put it on a
you're
t-shirt.
really going in on this one.
Put that shit on
Space
a t-shirt.
tater is
t-shirt
mine.
and like a coffee mug.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. T-shirts are the big game. And then right, Cog.
Mm.
I
And
wonder
then
if
when
anyone would buy
You
it.
could also be. You don't have to be moon potato. You could be hot moon potato. It's like a potato entering the atmosphere and it's kind of burning up.
There's no,
Oh yeah, good
there's no
idea.
atmosphere on the moon.
I think
Fuck.
if that
No.
happened, people
entering
would
the
stop
Earth's
calling me Kevin Logan's
Ah, right.
sister.
Space potato.
Yeah, space potato.
I am tired of people being like, "Are you related to Kevin Logan?" It's just like, no. God damn it.
Well, just because
like-
you have the same accent.
Well, even though you do look very like related.
Does
What?
he
No,
also
we
have, like a
don't.
potato-like
Cock.
complexion?
Oh,
Look like a potato. You really are. I mean, you look. I'd say you look less like a potato than Kevin. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't look like a potato. I'm just Irish, so
What sort
hence potato.
Potato has hair. I mean, yeah.
Well, you are what you eat, so
precisely.
I don't actually eat a whole lot of potatoes, actually.
blasphemy.
Well, obviously, we don't know the best type of potato. I mean, you're an Irish potato. He's a Birmingham one. We know which is going to be this.
Birmingham. Birmingham.
Cognitive thought. Are you from the
Birmingham.
UK or the US, or where in the world are you from?
I'm from the UK. It sounds like you're from. Let me get this right. It's either New Zealand or South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa. Nice.
Yay.
See?
Oh, my accent, little bit of South African in there.
No, I had a much heavier South African accent, but then I dated two English girls, and I kind of dropped it when I met their parents, and kind of
Had it
sick.
fucked out of you. That's right.
Well, I like your accent. I think it's nicer than the New Zealand accent.
English
Oh,
pussy.
awesome.
You're from Manchester, right, Cog?
I am from Manchester. Yeah, in fact, I should be going to America soon. Now, my GoFundMe I started 3 days ago has already reached its total. So
Ah.
Everyone watching, help Cog.
I've done
Give him money.
sorry,
Doesn't
Give him
need
more. More.
Start like a Kickstarter, or not like a Kickstarter, but like make it the main theme of your Patreon. It's just
Well,
like
I'm going to do a live stream after yours probably at some point. It's basically, say thank you to everyone. Yeah, so it'll be fucking awesome. And any super chat donations, it's just going to be fucking spending
Where-
money.
Where are you going
Yeah.
in the US?
I'm going to St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
oh, okay.
Apparently, Mocha is down there
You're
as well.
going to Misery.
Misery, yeah.
What's the plan whilst you're over there?
Sorry?
What's the plan whilst you're over there?
Okay, so the main plan, the main thing that I need to do, obviously, is fire a really fucking big gun. So
Yes.
Right.
my friend over there has got an assault rifle. They're also going to be probably, the moment I get there, I'm going to be probably just handed a load of weed. So I'm going to make a load. Me and Mark, you're going to be meeting up to go to White Castle, baked as fuck. And we're going to call it Cog and Marty Go to White Castle, kind of like Harold and Kumar.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's cool.
Fire some guns. I'm going to go to the zoo. We're going to go to some nice smokehouses as well. And Cog's going to have a look at what a supersized McDonald's looks like. 'Cause apparently they're ridiculous. Like,
Yeah, you can't get him here. You can't get him here.
That's an experience you need to tick off.
I showed a large to Marty online, because I think it was like it's something like 1.2 liters, or it's a small amount. When you get when you get a milkshake from McDonald's as large, it's about a liter of milkshake that you get. And he was like,
Jesus.
liter? And he was like, that's medium. Like, that's a medium. I was like, what? That's
It's
a
actually
lot.
illegal over here. It's illegal to give
Yeah.
out dishes over a certain amount of calories.
Size McDonald's chocolate milkshake is what I need. Fuck me, yes.
Cog wants to
It's
get
like that-
diabetes. Everyone
yeah.
help support this.
It's like that documentary, Super Size Me.
Yeah.
Let's
People
see
are
if he can have a 30-pound poo. Come on, let's do it.
The whole
We
point
watched that in life orientation back in high school. Like I remember.
I'm going
Everyone
to
just like get paranoid.
to shoot some guns and get a heart condition. That's basically what I'm after by going over there.
And bring
Sounds
back some
really
democracy
American.
and freedom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got to take back some of that freedom. Basically, I'm going over there to culturally appropriate the fuck out of the country. That's the plan.
That's all right. They're white people. It doesn't count.
Mm.
Your culture is my culture, bitch.
Yeah. It's one thing that always makes me laugh. It's like, well, basically every culture has appropriated Western culture at this point. So
Mm.
Did you see Gad Sad's video?
Actually,
Gad Sad had a bunch of people post pictures with their passports and like little notes saying, giving him permission to culturally appropriate their culture. So like he has like every nationality in there. Like he has a few Irish people and Japanese and like everyone.
Pretty sure I've had all
good to go.
I'm okay.
I can send them a picture of my South African passport with like an.
I think it's too late. It's already made. He made the video.
I wonder what he can appropriate like dried meat, or he can braai, or he can.
I think every
You can-
time I
Can I beat up black people?
every time
He can make a parfait.
Yeah. What about banning certain groups of people from areas?
I think
Or
you've
work
all
for
seen that.
Google. That seems to be a big...
I think you've all seen that viral video of like the history of the Earth, or like the history of humanity that came out like a few weeks
Yeah.
or like a month ago.
Yeah, I saw
And
it.
he's like, and then they get to South Africa, and he's like, the US has just decided that racism is bad, but South Africa still needs a minute to think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, I barely laughed at that.
I've actually been. There's a guy who I responded to ages ago who did this whole thing about rape culture in South Africa in a university, and it was really weird because like he came to my video afterwards and commented. He deleted his comment off my video, but he was like, "Oh, I don't think you get the context because this is in South Africa." And I was like, "South Africa has a law against rape. It has several actually. I know
Yeah.
you have a lackadaisical police force, but in the university, like it's like." They're the richer parts of South Africa. It doesn't take a genius to know this. Like, and it's
Just because
But it's like, oh, no.
we have 50 murders a day doesn't mean we're a murder culture. Murder is still against
Yeah,
the law.
well, there's
Yeah.
a couple of raped. So we need to teach men not to rape. We'll hand out this pamphlet of the 5 rape prevention tips. Like, if you feel like you're going to rape a woman, have a
Don't.
friend with you or something. Stop you. On yourself, or have a whistle around your neck that you have to blow until someone comes to you, and then tell them that you want to rape somebody. It's mental. Oh,
What
if you
the fuck? I want to get locked up in an insane asylum.
on their own, you filthy rapist. Don't ask her if she wants to.
Who goes?
I'm
Oh
just
shit! I might
imagining
actually
this
rape someone.
dystopian future for South Africa where all these guys are just standing incapacitated, blowing their whistles, just waiting for the authorities to come and take them away. It's like I can't control myself.
It's like a daily fact of life. You just have to hear this whistle, and you're like, "Oh, it's the rape whistles again." Oh, fuck.
Like the toxic masculinity and rape culture are the reason why feminism endorses Islam. You get don't you? The oppression of women wearing hijabs and stuff because it's their choice to be a Muslim, whatever. It's one of those things. It supports the feminist ideology of rape culture, toxic masculinity. Because within Islam, men can't control themselves. Remember, which is why you have to be modest. It's why you've got to kind of hide that beauty.
Yeah.
You might.
That's actually why.
Like that guy was in Austria that had like a sexual emergency and kind of just sexually assaulted like a girl at a pool. I think it was like a year or two ago.
Oh yeah.
Was that in Austria or Germany?
I can't remember. It's one of those countries.
Germany, it happens all the fucking time. In fact, if you go onto that map that Crowton T always shows, where I know we actually went up because he put this in his video as well, that we went through that map and we found some places where it had repeated the same attack or offense that happened. But the amount of swimming baths in Germany that like they've literally had to make within the key their own image for rapes within swimming baths to differentiate between the rapes outside of swimming baths and the rapes inside of swimming baths.
Jeez.
Yes,
But
because
like, one girl was like
That's not
raped
audible.
inside her home by the Syrian that they took into their home.
oh, but
I
you
read
can't.
that story.
Yeah.
You know what it is about you, Hot Potato. You're so insensitive to Islam. You're so insensitive to their beliefs. Why
Yeah.
can't you understand that them raping these women are only because I don't know, it's hard for them to speak to them. So I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, because they feel
Well-
separated from the culture that they're in, and
Yeah,
it's
they
their
feel
only outlet.
isolated.
Yeah,
They
what was
feel
the woman
hated by the
wearing?
culture, yeah.
The big feeling separated
Yeah,
from a
let's,
culture.
let's just mansplain
No,
this
but
to
that's
you.
the thing.
Potato.
That's the thing with a lot of these Marxist thinkers: the fact that they're determinists, they're economic determinists in the fact that they think, oh, the poor are basically doomed to their fate because of the economic situation that they were born in. Men are doomed to be rapists because of the way they were born. They're social and economic determinists, and that's why they have this line of reasoning.
Like Oscar, I'd say I know it feels weird to be living in a country inside a culture, that you're not familiar to being in, but I think that's a bit different to trying to be inside a woman's actual culture.
Just a little bit.
Nah, you're just a racist cog. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah,
'cause-
you know what you're talking about.
You know what?
That's the other thing.
I actually
When I talk to people online and they're like, "Oh, you don't know what a minority is, how it feels to be a minority." I'm like, "Bitch, I'm a white minority in South Africa. I'm a minority within a minority.
Yeah.
I'm a non-religious white person."
I mean, Cog, I went to Germany, and when I was there, I kind of felt like being inside a woman's vagina. So I don't know about you, but
yeah, me too. But I think consent was kind of the thing that came to the table first.
Germany was like, all right, you can come in.
Mm.
Yeah.
You can
So
come have a beer.
Yeah, it's usually the way that it is. She's like, give me a bit of that breakfast. Yeah, of course, no worries. Have some.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's like I like. It's fucked up that a culture can like the fact that that's actually been a defense though within a court of like, oh well, my religion. That's why I raped her.
Yeah.
Realize because obviously we've got such different cultures. I get away with it in my country. Like,
Yeah.
It's bullshit, yeah. It's absolutely bullshit.
you know what I hate most about it is that the leniency of, oh well, he didn't know because his culture is different from ours, and it's like, yeah, no. So can I go over there and go, oh well, my woman's outside not wearing a hijab on her own, but it's all right. She doesn't get your culture. It's fucking stupid. Like, no, they don't pander to that. They go, yeah, well, she's gonna get stoned to death.
Yeah.
Not in a good. Like,
I saw this meme yesterday of all these pictures. They show pictures of girls smoking blunts, like getting stoned in Germany, getting stoned in England, and then getting stoned in Saudi Arabia, just a pile of rocks.
Yeah. I mean, there's actually a Supreme Court case in the UK who's had to specifically go into this, but ignorance of the law is not a defense of the law,
Yeah, no, exactly.
which is precisely how it should work.
like it's like me going, I didn't read through all of those laws. You know what? The law's so extensive. I've not read through all of them.
And they're so racist as well. I was so offended I couldn't even finish them.
It's like there are laws now, really? Like,
Because they were made by white people, they must be inherently biased against them, right? So, like,
Yeah, I'm
biased
not going
towards
to
them.
waste my time with like patriarchal white cishet rules and laws. And then they quote like Malcolm X, an unjust law is no law at all.
oh, dude, they always misquote fucking everything. I think the worst is when if they ever quote Martin Luther King, they'll quote him the week before when he was in prison, and that's the only time I've ever heard them actually quote him is when he was in prison, and it's because it's really hard for them to sit there having to go about white people and then say, judge me on the contents of my character, motherfucker, not my skin color. It's really hard to do that. And I that all white people are the same. That that other races within comedy can group all white people. So I find it cringy when a white person goes, "Come on, you know what white people are like." That cringes.
Yeah,
me
like,
when I hear a black comedian do it, because black comedians cringe me out when they do that. But then you have like Chris Rock who goes, "Look, there's black people and then there's niggers," and you're like, "Oh my god, this guy's gonna be great." Keep going.
yeah, when somebody says, like, oh, yeah, white people, I'm like, well, do you mean Norwegians? Do you mean, like,
Yeah.
It just doesn't
like
work.
Eastern
that's what,
Europeans. Like,
For example, an Asian person getting offended that you thought a Japanese person was Chinese, and then when you
Yeah.
ask a person, "Can you see the difference between a German and a Slovenian?" Like, if you can't, you're a fucking bigot. You're a racist.
Hey, this guy's English and this guy's German, but without them speaking, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
hmm.
And the German isn't the blonde one. You fucking racist. Oh, God.
Yeah.
This is what I mean, though, is that you get this.
Just put a picture of Hitler, but like, trick question. He was Austrian.
It's one of those things. Well, technically he's Austrian, but it's one of those things that really pisses me off about like the whole racial politics. Race is so irrelevant. It really is irrelevant. Like, don't get me wrong. It's relevant when it comes to medical and stuff like that. I don't care about this capacity of brain or IQs or whatever, because I think IQs can be subjective. I think capacity doesn't mean that a person can't be smart. You can have the tiny.
It can be increased with education as well. Like the IQ gap is decreasing.
Yeah, but there's a big reason why there isn't a Guinness World Record for IQ anymore, because it's such an unreliable way to gauge intelligence.
Exactly, but then
Yeah.
you have the worst is though that you have those that go, oh well, due to their genetics, the majority of black people or whatever have a smaller like skull or those people who say skull measurements, and due to you have a smaller brain, and apparently that means brain capacity. So therefore, and it's like a small cup of shit is a large cup of shit is worth less than a small cup of fucking gold. Simple as that.
yeah.
Small cup
And
of
also,
gold.
don't Asians have the smallest heads relative to their body size? And we all know they're smart as hell. Like, you're gonna turn around and tell me Asians not smart? Like,
Like
Yeah.
I tried to like.
Well, even if you look at birds, some of those are really smart. And look how small
Yeah.
their
Why
heads
are elephants not smarter than humans? Why are
are.
whales not like the smartest animals on the planet?
I've started making a small differentiation. Like I say Asians all the time, but I've started to now kind of say Asian Orientals to make it make more sense. Because obviously
Uh-huh.
East Asians, I usually say.
Australia, isn't it?
Well, we're all going to end up race mixing anyway. Like, it's not going to matter in the end.
My racial purity is absolute bollocks. Racial politics is stupid in general because it's like
But we
Number
can't even. None of us are pure, though. None of us are 100%
Yeah, and
white
especially
anymore.
in South Africa, you get all these white people like, "Oh, but we're so pure. We're pure-blooded Europeans." Like, dude, have you seen the statistics? I think every white family in South Africa has between 3 to 5% African genetics. Like, we're not that pure.
it's one of those
Yeah,
things.
it's just impossible.
I find it so hilarious because like I've had so many arguments with alt-right people who get really pissed off because I turn around and say to them, it is inevitable that the white race will essentially become probably a minority, only to do with the fact that dominant and recessive genes and stuff like that, and obviously the fact that I'm not going to I'm not going to go only white. There's going to be white people that just want to fuck white people. There aren't going to be obviously racist. They still will exist, but the majority are probably just going to want to fuck anything and have kids with whatever. And, and it's just they'll still have a preference, but a lot of people will go, oh, I don't actually like fucking white people, even though I'm a white person. I only like fucking black people. Or people will go, I only like fucking Asians. Like, you
Well,
have those people. So yeah.
well, see, the thing is, you know, once you sleep with a black person once, like, you never go back.
You know what? I actually used it as a joke once because my mates were having a drink, and we were like 19 and we were in the student union, and I just slept with a black girl, and my mate had just basically got anal off his girlfriend. So he was like, and everyone was like, "Wait, you got your brown wings the other night?" And it was like, and I was like, "Actually, I got my brown wings the other night."
God damn.
It was like it was one of those things when I was black people. I don't know. Maybe it's once you try a black man, women don't go back or some shit. But nah, she wasn't fucking all that. Fucking definitely not. I got way better. And the best fuck I've ever had was a Chinese girl. Chinese woman. Fuck me.
I guess it's preference.
No. They have a heritage within China where the women, the way that the amount of misogyny in China, fuck me, over generations, to the point where they literally have to tie the things that they stand on and stuff, and the like those crappy fucking shoes and shit, and the way they have to stand is all there, so that their muscles are in a certain type way, so that the majority of their muscles in their vaginas over the years, as well as these genetics that's on, they're just so fucking tied down there, and they can control them as well. And I'm not the
That's
first guy
actually quite interesting. I didn't know that.
control. And people can do that. You can learn how to do it. It's a muscle. All you have to do is practice and use it over time. But they have it as more of a.
Plato is taking notes.
Also, avoid women who wear heels all the time, because that actually does affect the vagina and just kind of makes the position different and makes it not as good, apparently.
Well, in true South African fashion, I mean, I lost my virginity to a black girl. Like, it's no big deal. In South Africa, it's just like kind of normal to see interracial relationships. It's actually on the rise.
Nice pun. I was going to say though, like, I've never seen this issue though, because I think I've been out with like Arabic girls, I've been out with Greek girls, I've been out with black girls. Sorry, I've been out with white girls, obviously. Yeah, Asian girls. I've never really understood. Like, I've actually met people in my life who have actually said to my face, like, I couldn't fuck a black person because I literally see it as like fucking another species. I may as well be fucking a dog. That's literally how they feel. They're racist as fuck, obviously.
Yeah, jeez.
That's
I mean, I definitely have a preference for white people, but I'm not going to turn down.
I have a preference for.
I have a preference for attractive.
I have a preference towards Asian women, but I would say I've been with more white girls. I would definitely say, yeah, definitely.
Well, there are more white girls there, so.
Exactly.
I think there's probably more orange girls in some places. Don't know about
you mean the Oompa Loompas
Yeah.
with the foundation?
I need a girl who can appreciate my accent. That's what I need.
My type is like American, so doesn't really matter if they're African American
No.
or white. But African American's kind of a funny term because a lot of them aren't even from Africa. They
Yeah,
don't have African roots.
they're black people. That's what they are. It's not.
There's black.
You know what's probably the best though, and I'd actually throw this out probably. I don't know if I'm right. Is it black Asian or something called Latina Asian or something like that?
Blasian.
Malaysians.
It's like that Asian face, but with that blonde dude. Man.
Why does it need its own name, and why does it have to be as cringy as it is?
The fantasies in my head right now. Jesus Christ.
God damn it, Cog.
I locked up in my smoke out loud.
You're going very quiet for me, Cog. I don't know if everybody else is going there.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
going.
I was not going to chat, yo.
I'm joking. Yeah, man.
I can hear you. You
We're gonna
can't.
have to have another GoFundMe to get Cog
In your ear.
a woman.
In your ear. What the fuck is this? My mic's just fucking fucked.
I don't know. It's like going up and down in volume constantly.
Sounds like there's a wind blowing.
Just voice meter. It's just ridiculous sometimes. Bruh. Sorry, I'm gonna fuck around with my sound. Hello. That's better.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's voice meter. It's been a fucking dick. I might have to just uninstall and reinstall it. Oh, it's doing it again. Fuck it.
Jeez.
Fucking hates me. La 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 la.
I can actually hear the adjustments you're making.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
trying to.
that's way better.
Time.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, test.
Coming in your ear. Aha!
Do you guys want to make fun of
You're giving us
Canadians?
hearing aids.
Do we need to make fun of Canadians? I'm pretty sure they do quite a good job of it themselves.
Well, the hashtag "you might be Canadian if" is trending.
guys.
No.
Oh,
They
no.
have Trudeau a cooked fucking leader. I think do we have to kick them while they're down?
Yeah, they're probably feeling bad enough as it is.
I mean, they haven't really got free speech, so we can literally kick them and they can't get back up. So,
Yeah, that's true.
as long as you say Alu Akbar
Yeah,
after, you can't say anything. Then
Muted
you-
themselves in terms of
Do you know how to flirt with a Canadian?
Go on.
You say,
Yeah.
"I'd cook you." Yeah, that's bad. I'm sorry, people. I'll just show myself out.
should get the Beard Barian online. He's a Canadian.
I feel like Canadians do it all wrong though, because what they do is they put gravy on their chips and we put curry sauce on ours.
What?
I've done
We
that.
We just eat our chips with our fish. With
Well,
salt
we
and
do that
vinegar.
too, obviously.
I usually eat it with my hands.
Delicious.
Delicious.
I just eat myself.
I like to feel like my heart is failing when I'm eating my foods. So like the typical English greasy chip shop is the perfect place.
Is that where we'll find you?
I use too much salt.
I'm one of those people that like eats and breathes at the same time, so it just
Goes down the wrong pipe, and you're.
I
reminded
just
that-
just kind of go like. It's like you're eating, but you're breathing.
Mm.
You're like
then
enjoying
again,
it so much that you're like making sex
that is
noises.
just proof of
Haley,
how badly
is that good?
humans are designed. The fact that we breathe and kind of eat, and there's always a choking hazard.
I need to inhale it. That's how it works.
Mm. And like our entertainment system and our sewage pipe are next to each other.
I'm just like making love to my food when I'm eating.
You face fuck it.
Sometimes I have like sometimes I've bought cheeseburgers and picked them up and then like kind of just put my tongue in first to kind of go, oh yeah, it's coming.
To be honest, I've also had that temptation. We just spread the buns.
Oh,
Do you ever have a donut and just be like, this could be a
Okay.
flashlight?
get your tongue between the cheese and the burger. Oh my god. You're just like, oh yeah, I'm coming. Like you put your tongue in first, then you wrap your mouth around it like, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're
Something
talking about
aroused just
ages,
thinking
Elliot,
about
but
it.
I think we know your
Barry
true
White.
passion.
Barry White kicks on in the background, and you're like, oh yeah.
Like always that awkward moment in school when you're at like the final years of school and you have like a banana packed for your lunch.
So
And
you
then
break
people,
into
like,
little
watch
pieces
you
with
eat
your
it.
fingers.
What are
You're
you
like
doing?
watching you eat it. You're like, I can't eat this.
I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
you got to give them the wink
I still remember in like
as you
early on, like primary school. I mean, South African primary school is like between ages 6 and 13. I remember in primary school a girl saying, "Oh, I can't eat this banana in front of you guys." Everyone just standing there completely confused. And I was like, I know why.
Oh, dude. If I was a 14-year-old kid and Eleanor was 14 and she was eating a banana in front of me, I'd be staring at her. I would. I'd probably get my phone out and go in it. Like, can I just video you your banana? It's for a science project.
For science.
Mm. Biology.
It is biology. I'm going to see if I can make myself come. Here you go.
Do some field tests.
I'd be like, just do it slowly. Now a little bit faster. Now slow. Oh, don't bite the tip off. Don't bite.
Fucking savage.
Did I say you? I
savage?
meant
Ugh.
fuck it. Fucking hell.
I
Jesus,
mean, just
Alex.
like taste.
Yeah, like maybe if I get like enough subscribers, I'll do a video of it.
Bananas are
bribed.
Definitely do it. You could be the new. You could do like the new amazing atheist, but like you'd actually do something good with the banana. Then everyone would be like, "I'll watch this." How many adverts?
Like, put the banana in your mouth and you take it out. It's kind of like carved.
You
I should have an eggplant as well.
And a potato.
do a 10-minute and 2-second video, so you can get on. Just fill it with adverts and just have it with like you just sucking on a banana essentially, and
No, but
just
you put like advert breaks every 30 seconds or whenever it's possible.
yeah,
Yeah.
get loads of adverts. Seriously, you'll get and just like and have that as the thumbnail is just like you with the banana in your mouth, and people will
But with like cleavage in the
get some
corner.
whipped cream. Get some whipped cream. Well, in fact, you could probably make it naughty while actually being technically child friendly. Don't
Yeah.
swear.
You're just
Have cream.
You're just educating people on an excellent source of potassium and eating healthy.
Exactly. One of your 5 a day.
What you have to do is like, lift the banana up, and then you have like the cream behind it in the camera's reference, and then squirt it out, and then that's it. That's light stuff.
Or you have to add a little bit of a meme to it. You have to put like a red arrow or a red circle there, like a classic thumbnail.
Oh,
I'm
God.
sure my subscribers would go up a lot.
No, it's like I say, just put some music in the background, Barry White or something.
Mm.
Like, yeah, like lap dance by fucking Nerd or something. Down, out, and it's like, yeah, banana. Oh, baby, you want me?
you tie like fishing line to the banana, so you pull it into the room, and it just like enters through the door, like, hey, baby.
In fact, just look for royalty-free sexy music. There you go, because otherwise you're gonna get.
If I make this, I'll just let you use this cog in like your
Oh,
video.
dude, I would guest video you on my fucking channel if you do this video. I would. You do a whole 10-minute video. I'll take advantage of the fucking advertisement as well. Don't worry about
10
it.
minutes. What am I going to do with the banana for 10 minutes?
10 minutes and 2 minutes of you essentially like not quite eating it, just kind of playing with it with your mouth for a bit, and then like
you could eat a peach for hours.
You can't probably suck a dick for 10 minutes, right? Come on, potato.
you've
Yeah,
got
bananas are pretty resilient.
to enjoy it in that phallic sense. Lack of a better word.
I mean, at first you just kind of tease, you just stare at it, and you kind of make little mouth movements, and it kind of comes closer. But you take your time.
Oh yeah,
I should get an animated version as well for like
Get whipped cream. That's
your
just
potato.
you've got to get a can of whipped cream. Like this is the
Eating.
thing. Come on, man, don't do it properly. The funniest thing is that if you actually did it on camera, that'd be great. I think if you did that and then you actually put like your potato over the head of it, that'd just be. No sucks on a banana.
I think the potato head
I
would
would
ruin it for
personally
some
share
people.
the
though.
shit out of that video.
Yeah,
I would post it everywhere I physically can.
Seriously, do it. I'll post it. Yeah, we have to. And I'll try and meme it a little bit with TJ's banana video. Is that still up?
Mm.
I'm sure I'll be able to find it something like that.
It definitely is.
Someone has it somewhere anyway. If it's not.
There'll be a ton of people on YouTube with the clip, so you can
Oh,
always
yeah,
just take it from us.
I'll basically do a response video to that. Not that I'm really responding to his video.
And
Now,
that's like a part of your video, yes.
everyone will be like, "Oh my god, he's responding to TJ." Oh, it's just a woman sucking on a banana. I'll watch this. Like,
My
But
interest is peaked.
You have to make the opening very gripping, so they're like, "Oh, this is not what I clicked on, but I want to stay anyway."
because that's the thing. It'll start off with me just going like, "Hi YouTube, this is Cognitive Thought here, and I hope you're all having a great week." On today's show, we're going to be looking at an old fucking video from TJ Kirk, or the Amazing Atheist as he's known, called.
And you just bait and switch.
Exactly, and I'm going to go, "You ready for this?" Play the video, and then I'll play like a 30-second clip of his video, and then just play, and then then after that, it'll just be potato just like fucking sucking on a banana for 10 minutes with whipped cream, and people will just go, "Oh, okay." I'll watch
Imagine
this.
if I get famous on the internet for that, though. Oh my god.
Fuck it. Chris Reagan did it on drinking
Yeah.
bleach.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Yeah, but he wasn't sucking the.
You realise you're just going to get comments just going like, "Suck on more fruit." Suck on a
Yeah.
potato.
zucchini next.
Suck on a potato, or a carrot, or a parsnip, or a long potato.
If this video ever materializes, I just want a stake in it. So if you could put my channel like link in the description.
I think if this happens, I think I'll actually show you sucking on a thing, and then I might actually just download this live stream and just show us having a conversation. Like, look, the banana.
As the
Yeah, for like
show
15
the
minutes
idea
now,
form.
I might add.
You just
Oh my
call
god,
it
I
that's
need
what Genesis.
alcohol.
This is the longest
The peer
topic.
pressure is real.
As long as you have as much alcohol as you want, as long as you suck that banana on camera afterwards, we're fine. And don't forget
I must have cream. Okay, I get it.
that is the
It needs
seed.
cream.
There's a seed involved in that. We need to see.
Do you know what I'll do, Cog, as well? I'll write Cog on the back of the banana and just like spin it so it says like
I'll call it fan art.
yeah.
Mm. You just tell them you were sent this by some random girl, and you kind of felt it compelled.
Hey, dude, I'm Well, now go fucking crazy. Like I don't give a shit. Go.
So we're like
But you
advertising
should
each
kind of,
other. Kind
the
of.
week before you upload this video, you should kind of hype it up as this big takedown of like TJ.
Yeah.
Post on Twitter and everywhere. Like,
Going
this-
down, motherfucker! Going down for this video. Yeah, that's right.
you could even
How am I
start
gonna
like a little
respond to
Twitter beef, like at him, and like you just like brace yourself.
It's really funny though, because recently someone was telling me I should like collab more, but I don't think this is what they
that? Fuck me, woman.
collab.
Collab. What are you, like YouTuber? Jesus.
Collab.
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 No, you just shorten as much as you can, and it's just collab now.
But it's like collab. Collab.
I say everything weird. I'm sorry.
That's when you called memes moons earlier.
Every
Don't
time I
worry,
hear the
I'll
word,
stop talking. Let's
Every time
talking more
someone
bananas.
every time someone says collab now, I like collab as in collab. I hear it as colon. Like every time. That's literally
It's
how I
short for
hear it.
collaboration, people. Please.
No, I know what yeah, exactly. So it's collaboration, collab.
Yeah. Collab. Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Collab.
So collab. But then again,
Collab.
we say potato, she says potato. So. Tomato, tomato, whatever. But yeah, we've shown. Well, fuck it, regardless, we can all say banana. Banana.
Banana.
Banana and cream, and you're just gonna have it saying cog on it.
Yeah.
You could. I'm just gonna add more editing to it. I might actually just put my avatar over the top.
This
then-
is the
and-
longest the topic has remained unchanged
God.
in this stream.
Oh my god! And then as the cream comes out, I can actually change my facial expressions. That'd be hilarious. Hilarious.
Oh my god.
This is going to be ridiculously wrong, but
This is like that time I was talking to
We
doing
can
this
click the button.
like fan
that.
fiction
Someone send it to Leafy.
story.
In fact, do that. Yeah, do that. I'll put my avatar on the top, and then we'll just send it to Leafy, and he'll be like, "What the fuck is this coggy-headed motherfucker? What the fuck? And there's a banana and cream? Oh my god!"
Like
This is
old,
literally
like
Hitler.
5 years old. What are you, like a 30-year-old man?
I don't know. That's how Leafy sounds to me in my head. Just like, "Oh my god."
I feel like I should wear a burqa while doing it.
This is
Oh my
getting too
God.
edgy. This is getting too woke.
It's gonna be
More
so
like
much-
red pills.
Too far.
No. You're wearing a burqa, sucking on a banana with cream that is owned by a white cog-headed man.
Yes, and then you call that like a resistance piece, like real art.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you can literally hold up a beheaded head, or the beheaded head of your leader, pretty sure you can get away with sucking on a banana in a hijab.
Just imagine if we're living in a timeline where this goes viral, like absolutely viral.
Oh my god! Seriously, potato, do this shit.
Oh my god, am I viral for this? Jesus.
This is more than just a conversation now. This is you need to do.
This is an investment.
It's a social contract.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get you. I'll put you on my channel. You'll easily get 200 subs or something like that for my fucking channel. Easily, just by putting it on. Probably more, considering sucking on something and cream is coming out. Seriously.
This is how memes are born.
Yeah. See, the peer pressure is low now in comparison to what'll be after this.
Oh yeah, because after this, it's gonna be please. There's more fruit and more sucking. The thing
Like
is,
convert your entire channel to that content.
what's
Only
crazy
just-
about it, what's crazy about it, potato, is that you can essentially make a living off buying just cream and fruit from a shop and licking and eating it. How many you can make a living off that these days as a woman? I wish I could make a living off.
Not a time to be alive.
There is no way. I could only do that and you know who my audience would probably be? Gay men, because there is no woman going on there unless I've got like abs and a Diet Coke or some shit to rub on them. Like fucking seriously. But yeah, by all means, have all the cream and the fruit and the just go like this. This, my darlings, is called marmalade, and we're gonna be eating that with some strawberries or some shit. I don't fucking. I could write this shit for you. Seriously, I'm not going to.
But it's easy money. It's like
This is the story of how Cog became my pimp.
To be fair, I've been like this on my stream before. I was on my stream and Mocha Rosary, I think, was like, hey, if people donate in the chat, I'll shake my tits. I'll jiggle around on camera, and people were just like, donate, donate, donate. And it was just like,
no, that's what
I don't know, like,
what's that female gamer that twerks? Fuck, what's her name?
Don't they all twerk? This
is
doesn't really narrow it down.
Sorry, I love the way when you like that female gamer that twerks, she sings as well. Do you mean that she basically, well, she twerks on most of her videos and then she plays a game every now and again? But well, is she a booby streamer or are you watching her game but from behind and then a bum twerks while she's gaming? Is that it?
There's a lot of details here that we're missing.
Yeah.
Zoe Berger.
I don't know any gamer. Zoe Berger.
Yeah, and she had like, I think, I don't remember how many subs she had, and then she said, if I get 1 million, I think she had like 800,000 subs, and then she's like, if I get 1 million subs, I'll go nude on camera, and she got those 200,000 in like less than a week.
Jeez.
Wait, Zoe Berger, is this? I'm trying to remember this person. I don't know that. I don't know. The only thing I remember is like those ages ago when. No, it's not her.
I just checked. She has 2 million subscribers now.
Seriously? Oh my god.
She's fucking
There's
hot.
the link in the chat.
Let's be fair. She's smoking hot.
Fellatio. Can we make fellatio a thing? No, not cool enough.
But still, it's one of those things. To be fair, right now, as a good-looking woman online, yeah, you can make a lot of fucking money, especially on YouTube. It is a fact that you can. But even though you can do this, and guess why, guys? Because more men use YouTube, and more straight men use YouTube than gay men. And it's just fucking, it's crazy. But the fact is that when Tilde will bring up something, oh yeah, we're talking about Tilde for a minute. So when Tilde talks about people like when he's like, oh, Roaming Millennial, who has gained these subs. Roaming Millennial is a really good video editor. And in fact, before she even was on a camera, she was a fucking a South Park avatar. And she was already on like 25K because she has great sound quality. She has great points that she makes on cultural appropriation and a load of shit. And she has great production value and when it comes to her editing. I mean, it's meant that this gets overlooked by Tilde, but hey, but he's not wrong that if you're a woman, you'll make more money. He's not wrong. But that's basically down to the fact that there's more men on this website that are straight.
You don't even have to be a woman through and through, like a Blair, who's massively spiked in popularity.
Oh, yeah.
Recently.
Well, I mean, men still are dominating YouTube, though.
I mean, just look at compare Shuanhead to her boyfriend Ahmed Skeptic. Look at their sub count.
Yeah, like Ahmed Skeptic's videos are obviously better, like more well polished. And
it really depends on what the audience wants.
He does all of her editing.
Ahmed Skeptic. I think he's a bit overrated. His skepticism trademark, whatever.
He is overrated, but he obviously does put more work into his videos than.
Oh yeah, no, of course. I mean, fuck, Shuanhead puts a camera on a like filming her in 480p and uploads it with minimal editing.
Yeah.
I think Ahmed Skeptic's new intro made me laugh because I was like, you do realize you're using exactly the same music
as a Secure Team 10.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, man! I commented that in the comments when he uploaded that, and I got like it became one of the top comments. And people then went to his channel.
Oh yeah, I've done it over and over again with that. I even tweeted at him, and I was like, "Secure Team 10, this is the music."
Yeah. That's the first thing I thought. Yeah. And he did it without even knowing. And now
guys, Secure Team 10 here. We're not Angry Big Cow, but we're Secure Team 10. We've got an alien sighting.
What do these scientists know?
We've got an alien sighting. Like, if you look at this really blurry fucking footage right here, right now, look at this dot on the screen. That's definitely a fucking UFO, guys. Look how it moves. It doesn't move like anything I've ever seen before.
I've been doing my research.
How many videos with how many alien things? And he's like, I've never seen anything like this before. Really? This looks like every video you have ever done. Like,
to be fair, the top comment under every single one of his videos is "Lads, get the bongs out." Like, I'm not even joking.
Oh, God. Who cares? The guy's makes a living off it, and he goes to his audience. I don't really give a shit. It's not like he hasn't got good production value though, and it's good. I actually am still subscribed to him. I love watching it because I like.
Yeah, I'm still subscribed to him as well. I like to see like these wacky thumbnails and like titles come into my sub box, and I watch them.
The guy does do these videos, and I'm pretty sure he does believe it. He always kind of goes like, "It's up to you guys." Like, it's who knows? But he kind of alludes to thinking that it's real. Fair enough.
No, dude, I'm completely convinced he thinks it's real. Like, I don't think he's a fraud. I think he's being genuine.
I really like, but the thing is, I used to have a lot of his videos on my tinfoil hat time, like at my show.
Yeah.
Because it was fucking. God, some of them are fucking quality. Like the best one I've seen was this one where it's like this shadow on Mars, and he was like, "Doesn't that look like a tiny person?" I was like, "What? Like what? Smoking a cigarette just kind of sat there?" No, no, they're not just as tiny people on Mars smoking cigarettes. Now, come on, man, like. And then he's like, "Is that a spoon on Mars?" God, fucking hell, they're just rocks.
I remember that.
A spoon.
It's like, is that a wheel?
Guys, do you know when you see like shadows and patterns? Like, oh my god, we can see things. Like, we make shapes from patterns. Really?
The funniest one that really got me laughing was when he saw like a dumbbell, like a weight that people lift in a gym, lying on the surface of Mars. And he was like, "Doesn't that look like a dumbbell?" I'm like, I fucking lost it. Like,
it's mental.
It's just it's the same formula every time. Like, do you see this object? This object resembles an object that you know in your everyday life. Doesn't even matter the context. That means there was a civilization on Mars.
Well, there are tiny people on Mars, and then he started going on about like obviously like there was the one thing that I've seen, which was the creepiest thing that I've actually seen on there. But again, it was just more like, come on, dude, it looks like just like it could be a different element of rock within that mountain. But apparently he was like, "Look, doesn't that look like there's a crab, like a weird, like 8-legged crab thing on the wall? Like that looks like its shell. That looks like this." And it's like, so it's not even something that you're used to seeing all the time now. It's just like, doesn't that look like a life form that could be alien?
Doesn't that look like Shrek? Doesn't that look like a Transformer?
Shrek confirmed on Mars.
It looks like a being with 3 eyes. What the fuck? Oh my god, the fucking is so fucking stupid. The funniest thing that I find about it is that he talks about these life forms, and it's like, go back to pictures after that picture and look at Mars, and you'll probably see when the camera gets to that point again that it's got the same bit of shadow on it. You probably will. Actually, actually, to be fair, the shadow will change slightly because of the moon and the fucking sun. What am I saying?
But the other thing is that a lot of the times his theories kind of contradict each other as well. Like at one time the Earth will be hollow, then the moon will be hollow, then the moon will be like a alien base.
Well, it's not theories.
The moon will actually be colonized by whatever.
I don't think he actually believes some of them. This is the thing, because sometimes he's like, I don't know, and he does say in his videos, he's like, could be right, I don't know, and I don't think he believes a lot of them. I think he just says them so that people are aware of these different ways of thinking. I don't think he helps anything. I think he definitely promotes ignorance and don't believe NASA or anyone like that. And I think that's a bad thing to do in society, because then you got these retards thinking that the fucking Earth is flat and that we haven't been to the moon because of the Van Allen belt and shit. It's like fucking all retards.
Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landing.
But dude, there's like a whole wall of radiation between us and the moon. Yeah, there is. We can move through it though, dude. Yeah. We can move through it. And if we move through it at a fast enough speed, it's like running across hot coals. What happens when you stand on hot coals?
If we can make it through the atmosphere.
Fester within the radiation for a while.
The atmosphere is nothing in comparison to the Van Allen belt, dude. The Van Allen belt is pure radiation.
It's just sitting in a microwave, right?
Well, the fact is that we make it through the Van Allen belt in 57 minutes, and we're actually speeding that up every time. And the funniest thing is that they keep going like, oh, well, if you've been through the Van Allen belt before, why do we keep testing these new ships through the Van Allen belt? Why don't we just use the stuff from the original Apollo? Because we're making it so we move faster. 2, take on board less radiation than we have previously. And that's something that we need to test before we send humans up there with sensors, because we are sending...
They're not even necessarily testing it exclusively for the Van Allen.
They should send potatoes.
No, it's not. It's to get it to Mars or to the moon usually. And because it's to get
space taters.
Because they've got to get to Mars or the moon, they've got to go through the Van Allen belt. This is and this is it. And this is what makes me laugh most about this, is that these people go on like... oh, but we've been to the moon before, so why don't we just use the same materials that we've had, the same technology we had then? It's like, because we've improved it, and because the ship is shaped differently, and because we've tried to make things more streamlined. And by changing the ship, you have to make sure that it's still going to be secure with humans on it. So you send it up and test that new design of a ship, probably using the same material that stopped the radiation in the first place.
I guess they don't realize how difficult all of this is, especially like mathematically for even trajectory that they have to account for.
Not even just the trajectory and speed. What they're talking about is, well, it's radiation, it kills you. And it's like, yes, if you sit in the radiation thing, it will kill you. We moved through the entire thing in 57 minutes, which, considering the size of it, is astounding, right? And traveling, we're talking about traveling at fucking vast speeds right now, getting to the moon. We've already left the orbit of fucking the Earth, and we've gone beyond that too, which means we're traveling fucking fast, right, to get there. This is how stupid it is. And the only way you can explain it to someone is going across hot coals. If we stay within the Van Allen belt, yes, radiation can massively, well, it can affect us to an extent. The aluminium's really good at actually protecting us from it on the outside casing. And usually when it talks about how the radiation will affect a human, they actually only mention it as when the human is outside of the craft, which they never are. They're inside of the craft. And inside the craft, they're virtually actually unharmed. Especially, but I think it's mainly due to the speed that they're traveling through it, because you can't really just stay still.
Most of it is alpha particles, which can't
benefit to staying in the middle of the Van Allen belt. The only time anything's been up there to do that was when we have sent ships. We've sent obviously probes up there to test what the radiation is there. That's it. We don't send life into there because that's stupid. Like it's fucking
like the ship goes up and kind of when it reaches that belt, it kind of just festers there for a few hours.
So they expect that as you've gone through there, you've gone, oh my god, the radiation! Oh my god,
the radiation.
No, that's not how it works, man. Radiation, you get more radiation going on a plane than you do going to the Van Allen belt, right?
Radiation is like AIDS. If you once it like just has a little bit in you, then you're kind of fucked.
Yeah. You get more radiation from eating fish in Japan.
Yeah, people are sort of ignorant about radiation. That's the thing. I mean, I've heard some people say Fukushima was worse than Chernobyl.
We're exposed to radiation on the regular.
Oh yeah.
Every day you're exposed to it. You know, like it's just one of those things. Like, in fact, to an extent, well. Actually, no, that's more neutrinos. I know when you eat a banana, you excrete neutrinos through your body.
Are we back onto bananas?
You don't even excrete them because it's a neutrino; it just goes right through you.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. It basically just leaves your body, but that's the potassium breaking down. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's like the radiation, like I say, is just it's fuck all. It's actually less than going on a plane. You go on a plane journey, from like the UK to America, you're going to get more
30 times background radiation.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to get all that radiation, and it's actually more than when they travel through the Van Allen belt because of the speed they go through it at. And they're also
not in there for as long. But if you're out in space anyway, you're going to be you're going to be at like 80 times background radiation anyway. But they deal with it because they actually have like a shell around them to protect them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's built to take on board way more pressure and way more stuff, including the radiation that's obviously going to be there. But it baffles me that these people are just like, they think we haven't made it to the Van Allen belt. We've been through it several times, and it's like, it's just baffling to me because I try to give that analogy as best I can as the hot coals all the time because it's about the speed that we go through it. That's the benefit to us being safe, though, is the speed. It really is.
I mean, you could build a chunkier spacecraft and just sit in it, to be honest. It's just that we don't need to.
Probably could, but what's the point? Like we've got a Russian spacecraft, which I'm pretty sure is before the Van Allen belt, and then we have the moon, which is beyond it. So what's the fucking point?
Yeah. There's no reason we'd ever want to put anything out there anyway.
To explain to people what this radiation is, by the way, if anyone's really, really confused or wants to go down into the depths of it, the sun has these things that blast off it called charged ion particles, which are radiated, and the magnetic pull of the Earth, which obviously is like a massive field around it. These particles get caught up in it, so you end up having this massive sphere of radiation around the globe.
It's where they can't make their way into the Earth and they get like pushed to the outskirts, and you have this higher concentration of particles. Yeah,
I fucking love quantum physics. I love that shit. That shit is awesome. I fucking love reading up about it.
It's amazing. that I found it. Something amazing. You know how the radiation is high when you're on a plane.
Yeah.
Something amazing I found out about it is like, where do you think that radiation comes from? A lot of people would say the sun, but it actually comes from ancient supernova that exploded like thousands of years in the past.
Really?
Yeah, it's mostly cosmic radiation. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Are we talking like we're talking the Big Bang radiation? No, well, that's kind of
Not. Yeah.
Look,
That's been stretched into the microwave. Now.
yeah, that's what I mean.
No.
Well, just a sleeping up from quite close off. Yeah, fair enough. I can understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like captured within the Earth's atmosphere, and it just remained.
I love that.
No, it just permeates the universe at all times. So.
Do you ever find it amazing that everything we're saying right now is going off into the universe right now?
Yeah, forever.
Forever. Some cunt gets to hear this like from millions of galaxies away. He's just made a radio and he's like, "But the gods are talking to me" or some shit.
Well, I mean, radios like the radio waves do fall off inverse to the square, so it's like pretty unlikely that anything would.
Kanye West of Cancer. Sorry, I was just talking to those planets.
Yeah, I think the Nazi broadcasts have just like left our universe or like our solar system recently in terms of them traveling.
Yeah,
but
perhaps, yeah.
This is the thing. Like, I find it great because I always think to myself, like, what if a species on another planet or something has got to the point where they can take on board radio waves and they hear like our species or talks or whatever. They go, "Gods are talking to us." That'd be a really cool film, actually.
Remember,
they'd have to be.
They're going to be like.
We get invaded by. There's a good film for you. We get invaded by aliens who have come to our planet because they've actually been hearing us for fucking years, and they're just like, "We thought you would."
Like
they would have to be super advanced aliens.
They can say, "Oh, well, the humans we have to save them from themselves."
Well, they have to be super advanced to an extent. Well, actually, no, they don't have to be super advanced to an extent.
They do. Well, no, they do because radio waves fall off inverse to the square. So when you start to get really far away, those radio waves start to become really, really weak and scattered and stretched, and they don't even look like radio waves anymore sometimes when you get far enough away.
Well, fair enough. Well, I suppose to pick it up, they would have.
They would need really, really powerful sensors or really, really fine sensors.
I thought you meant to actually get here, not to pick up the message.
Oh, well, that as well, yeah.
Well, no, to actually get here, they technically don't. I think one of the best one of the best films that came out last year. What was it called now? The one where those aliens. Arrival. Yeah, Arrival was such a good film because down to a T. That makes sense to the sort of alien that would have to turn up. It just does. It would have to be.
But the thing is, what people don't realize is that if an alien race advanced enough to reach us, they might even not recognize the disparity between humans and animals. They might group us together. They might be so far ahead.
They would have to be pretty fucking stupid to not recognize that.
I mean, we kind of think of insects and animals very close together, but they're actually very far apart.
You know,
if you look at an ant's nest,
but they don't have societies. They don't build.
Regardless, ants. There's more ants in the world than there are humans. There are definitely more ants in the world than there are humans. So you've got more ants than humans. They're the dominant species on the planet.
Yeah, and they have little societies. They have wars. They have farms and like
underground fucking tunnel systems and shit, man. So shit you ain't even seeing. That's where they're at. They're living and surviving. We're here. Yeah. But to be fair, like they may come down and go, well, you're not the dominant species.
What possible reasons would an alien civilization even have for interacting with humans, though?
I think the way that I look at it, and it's not more for the interacting side, I always like to think about just the journey across, because obviously when it comes to an alien life force or an alien life coming to our planet, the distance that they have to travel, they don't have to have one thing. They definitely don't have to have, and this is something that people get really confused with. They don't actually have to have artificial gravity. You don't need artificial gravity.
Well, you get artificial gravity just from acceleration, anyway. So yeah.
What if they see us as food and try to eat us?
Why?
No, but that
doesn't make any sense. Why?
An example is if you look at, for example, the gap.
Well, we might taste nice.
The evolutionary gap between bacteria and ants. there's a pretty big evolutionary gap, but you don't think twice before stepping on an ant or killing a bacteria. So even though there's a big gap, they might see us as exactly the same as animals and not really just appreciate that.
One of those, you're talking about another perspective, and it's like from their point of view, we're all the same on here. Now, we'd actually tried to communicate and stuff, so I think there might be a point to that, but I mean, we're talking about a completely different life form. So regardless of being advanced, they may still have a complete mentality, and it may have got them to where they are, but they may have a complete mentality of just like, no, we dominate worlds. That's what we do. We do.
Oh, they could be xenophobic. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the dominant species is the species that has the most plentiful spread across the planet.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the thing. So they'll come down, take our planet, and they've got it over the universe. You've got the most plentiful over the planet. They've got it over the universe.
Why would aliens want to take over Earth in the first place? What does Earth have special?
That could be resources. Could be as like a way station.
We're the most abundant fucking planet in this solar system with resources. We just are.
Like what?
Water.
Water for what?
This is definitely not the planet with the most water. You could get way more water in Europa, and it's less of a gravity.
No, but it's the easiest water. You don't have to go mine.
It's not the easiest. Europa would be way easier. How would it be easier? You could just catch a comet out in the Oort cloud. That'd be so much easier than coming down into Earth's gravity well.
We've got organic life as well.
Okay. Yeah, organic life. So what? They're going to come to Earth. But if they come to Earth knowing there's organic life, they're not going to be interested in destroying it.
They may be like, God, there's no burgers on these planets. Well, hey, we've got some flesh. Nice.
Well, if they're advanced enough to travel between stars, they're probably advanced enough to grow their own food and farm animals and things.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, they're growing their own organic produce, and then they finally get it, and they go, "Oh, nice one, free-range human."
Yeah, but then,
that sounds nice.
Yeah, but then they'd have to risk like foreign bacteria and things like that.
Valid point. Yeah, they would.
And I don't see any and also if they're that advanced, I don't see any reason why they need to even come down and eat fresh humans. They could easily just take a portion of our DNA.
But if we can learn from our own history and from our own past, the newcomers didn't always work out so well for the natives.
That's humans, though, and you're doing the.
It's completely different when you change that to like a space. Like when you're talking about space as well, because there's nothing inherently valuable about the Earth to aliens.
What people like to think is that I'd like to think this as well. To be fair, is that a more advanced life form would actually be more, I say, understanding to an extent, where I think they'd actually try to integrate to an extent.
I mean, if you're a super advanced alien species, are you really going to be that concerned about are we concerned about what tribes do? Like out in Brazil.
I understand that, but there's a difference between I mean,
that's what I mean. Like we don't care about this tribe. Like we care enough to interact with them, but we're not going to go and destroy them.
I do think if they came to this planet as a small unit, they'd probably try and take over, because from their point of view, they probably like when we look out at these planets that were like, hey, there's enough. That planet's a lot like Earth. It looks like an Earth 2 or whatever. And every time I say, can you imagine if they're on Earth 2 just going like, hey, there's another planet out there. There's the one that, and then when their planet's about to die in the solar system, or ours about to die in the, like, one's going to turn up at the other and just be like, hey, refuge, and we're going to.
Why wouldn't they just make rotating habitats? Though?
Now, that raises the question: do you think these illegal aliens literally would vote Democrat?
But why would they need to go and take over another planet when they could just make rotating habitats?
That's a valid point. Like if you can get
it's much easier. It's much easier. It's much more advanced.
That's the thing. What I always think is, if you can get to the point where you're even traveling between the distances of these planets, you're talking. You'd have to go through either several. If humans are going to travel from this planet to that planet, you'd already have to go through several generations of human beings anyway.
So you're going to have to,
it depends how fast you're going.
Like a technological cluster.
It depends how fast you're going, but like I say, I always like to think about it without artificial gravity, because I think it's the hardest thing to create. Because you can have your centripetal force to whatever degree, but it has a very negative effect on the human body, that as well.
Well, you just use the acceleration of the ship. So you have, because you're accelerating forwards, the gravity's going to go. You're going to get artificial gravity going the other way anyway.
Well, yeah.
You just accelerate at 1g.
So everyone would be stood on the side. Relative though, isn't it? What's that?
It'd be like a skyscraper, like flying through space. Yeah, it'd be really weird.
Yeah, from the top going.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those you'd still be able to float in between though to an extent as well. It's really hard to explain.
Well, it would be
Guys,
exactly the same as gravity.
I am going to stop the stream now, but
Alright,
you guys can obviously continue talking. So bye everyone watching. I don't know if you guys want to chill out your channels.
Sure.
Everyone vote, donate to COG's America trip. Go do it.
Trip,
I've already hit the top. I've told you. If you want to go to my channel and donate to my PayPal, then go for it, guys. I am not going to say no to that.
And
But
do you
yeah,
want to pimp out your channel there, Caracol?
My channel's already in the description, so that's cool.
Cool.
Yeah, sure.
Bye everyone. I'll see you soon with my banana video.